tea's gone cold. So, if I'm honest, a little bit disappointing this morning. I've been up the allotment to water, and all of the weeds are just growing at such a rate. We've got bindweed on everything. We've got mare's tail coming through everywhere. It's really hard work to go up there and to see it like that. Some of the stuff's coming on. The broad beans are getting there. There's a few beans starting to appear. I'm not sure how we're going to do with our Monge 2 or our other peas. I think the peas have had it. They're not really going to grow. They died off quite quickly, unfortunately. There's a bit of green left in them, but I don't think it's enough to allow much to grow. They might just about stay alive, one or two of them, but yeah, as for growing beans, I don't know. Strawberries are looking all right. Yeah, they're actually okay. There's quite a few fruit on that. The raspberries and other things, they're just been completely taken over by the weeds in those boxes, you know, and the gooseberry is absolutely swamped in bindweed. And, you know, I'm not going to go in there all fingers and thumbs because the gooseberry is a nasty, nasty bush. It is covered in spikes. So I don't know what we're going to do with that, really. And some of the other spots around the plot, you know, they're covered and that, but they got nothing in. So the potatoes are doing okay. They've started to break the surface and come through. So I'm expecting them up over the next month or so. But I think fundamentally it just comes down to going up there daily and weeding in order to keep it looking all right, and that is not viable. I know that the work in the allotment is going to be work in the allotment wherever you are, but I am thinking perhaps because the mare's tail seems to be concentrated in this patch of about 10 plots central to the site, I might ask the site managers if there's any chance of taking over a different plot somewhere else, well away from the mare's tail patch, and then perhaps moving some of our best stuff, best equipment, etc., onto a new plot and starting over, potentially. So maybe I'll think about that a bit more. Do I want to do that? It will still involve a lot of work. It'll probably involve a lot of clearance work because they're not going to give me a nice plot. They're going to give me a rough plot, which will be covered in grasses and stuff. So I'll be back to square one in terms of digging over the entire thing and clearing the whole thing. But it's a potential. It's something to think about. So yeah, we'll continue going up, and I'll continue watering. I'll continue pulling mare's tail and bindweed for the time being. And I do want to get hold of the petrol mower at some point, see if I can just mow down the pathways, even if it just means mowing it down and then just raking off whatever I've cut away. I think that might look better, and certainly around the margins. I like the look of the bluebells, not bluebells, what am I talking about? Buttercups, polar opposite to bluebells. I like the look of the buttercups along the edges, but there's so much thick grass growing everywhere that I need to get hold of one of those on-site mowers and get the thing started and just run it over everything, because my strimmer just doesn't cut through that stuff. It should do, but it doesn't. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the moment, and I will try and edit this together into something that is moderately interesting over the next few days. Take care.